Welcome back. Sometimes baseball players like myself need a little kick in the behind, a little motivation just to get us going. It could be I need extra encouragement to do a new drill or even work on old stuff. It's not that I don't like baseball, I love it, but sometimes I just need a little nudge. I am Grayson Knight, and this is Baseball Podcasts Are Fun. Today, I have the honor of having CJ Beatty on the show. Coach Beatty is a former professional baseball player, but more than that, he has turned his love of the game into a positive message that will motivate baseball and softball players all around the world. He's here today to talk about his approach and what he sees in today's players. Coach Beatty, welcome to the show. You ready?
Well, yes, sir. I appreciate the phenomenal intro, man. I'm excited.
Coach, first off, I'd like to get to the backstory or origin story of all my guests. So, can you tell me a bit where you grew up and how you got involved with baseball?
Yeah, man. I grew up in Winston, North Carolina, and I got involved with baseball because I had a father that wanted me to play football, but my mother said, if he's gonna live under this roof, he's not getting broken up under no piles. So we need to pick another sport for him. So my dad um, did like a good husband and listened to his wife and he chose baseball for me. So I started off as t-ball, and at t-ball I was pretty good, and to be pretty good in t-ball, you just got to be able to run the right way. So
I
yeah, I
agree.
didn't, I didn't, I wasn't playing in the grass too much. I was really focused. They put me on the pitcher's mound, and I was trying to make every out. I had trust issues though, bro. To be honest with you, I had trust issues because every time I would get a ground ball or get a ball, I ran it over the first. Me and the first baseman, great guy, but I just didn't trust that he would catch it. So I always just made all the outs myself.
Like a ball hawk.
Yeah, I was definitely a ball hog of t-ball.
hmm Uh, what's your favorite team? Because there's no teams in the Carolina area.
Yeah, well, I mean, I grew up a Yankees fan because of Derek Jeter, and I stayed with them and dreamed about wearing the pinstripes and everything. But as of today, for obvious reasons, I like to follow the Cardinals. Just being a part of their farm system and being a pro scout. I have a lot of players that I've seen, drafted, um, scouted. So it's just I have a lot of skin in the game with the Cardinals, and a lot of the coaching staff I'm still close to.
hmm So you like the Cardinals, right? So when you were in the minor leagues, you got the AAA, right?
No, no, no. I got the high A.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. I got the high A in Palm Beach.
So was there ever a thought of calling you up?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, we had this. I would say in spring training, I thought I was a shoe in for the Double A spot. I
hmm
got off to a slow start because I had a failed physical with a failed EKG with my heart, and I sat out a while until they got the results back. And in baseball, whenever you sit out a while trying to come back, it gets tough.
hmm
So I had a slow start, but I thought that I was going to have a great chance at a Double A in Springfield for the Cardinals. But the way spring training worked out, Tony La Russa, I think it was his final year managing the Cardinals. Tony La Russa,
What year was it?
uh, I think that was 2014 ish. No, excuse me, 2011. 2011. I think that was 2011. But he made big league cuts that nobody anticipated. So that
hmm
kind of kept the shuffle from going up to staying put. So I was back in high A for another year.
So I was born in Palm Beach. So that's
Really?
yeah. So that's good that you were.
Okay, so
Uh,
you know about the Jupiter, Abacoa,
yeah, kind of.
that
Well, I
area.
wasn't there for long. I lived in
Okay,
Tampa for a while, and then
I
I moved
got
to
you.
Puerto Rico, and then I moved here.
Yeah, man. Okay, you're well seasoned. Well
Mhm.
seasoned.
Yeah. Um. So I started rec ball and moved to travel ball about 3 years ago. Did you ever get to travel?
Yes, yes, yeah. Traveling is was one of the most favorite parts about baseball, that it gives you the opportunity to travel, man, and see the world and go different places, different cultures, and meet new friends, new people, and see the way that they do things on the different sides of the world and different places and cities. So yeah, I love that part about it.
Was baseball your only sport when you were my age, or were you playing others too? I know you talked about football, but were you?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I didn't get introduced. Well, I played basketball some growing up, and played a little soccer when I was very young. Um, but my passion for football really came in high school. That's when I was, quote unquote, allowed to play. She felt like my bones were mature enough to handle whatever in high school.
Mhm.
So I was itching to get to high school to play football, and I loved it, man. I really did. But unfortunately, well, I ain't gonna say unfortunately, but fortunately enough for me, I understood the importance of keeping my eggs in the basket that's going to be the best for me to move on forward in life, and that was baseball. I
Mhm.
love football. Dude, there's nothing like Friday night lights in high school. When you're on a football team, especially playing the build up all week long, baseball really doesn't kind of give you that same
Yeah.
energy like Friday night
Unless
fever.
unless it's a night game, like
Unless it's a night game,
like
maybe
a
a
like
rival,
like a
maybe
packed night.
playoffs or something like
Like the
that.
best
But
energy would be like Boston Yankees
yeah, exactly.
Friday night with
Friday night,
sold out
or hey, if it's one of those games that
packed
like
night.
that determines like seeding in the playoffs, a wild card game or something. Now we talking heavy energy, but football, man, it's just a different animal.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what difference do you think playing wise did you have in football and baseball?
You know what? I get a lot of my aggressiveness. I think I got a lot of my aggressiveness from football. The intensity, because it's a different intensity. Football, you want to rip the other guy across the field's head off. Baseball, you don't just go out there like, I want to rip their head off. It's like, dude, calm down. Like, this ain't football. Relax, relax.
Mm-hmm.
But that I felt like that was the main thing that was separated that, in my opinion. But I'm a big advocate for getting people to understand that playing multiple sports is healthy. It's healthy for you because of the fact that you're going to gain so much mental. You're going to gain a different perspective of the mental from every, like, cross country puts you in a different mental headspace. Lacrosse puts you in a different mental headspace. Soccer is different from baseball. Football obviously is different from basketball. So it's just like playing multiple sports gives players, I say, an advantage, because being able to call back on those personalities, getting that grit, because you need toughness to battle out in baseball. So getting that some of that toughness from football really helped me out.
Mm-hmm. What position did you play in football?
I was outside linebacker. I
Okay.
had a tough time reading plays, so they just told me to blitz every time. I just wanted to hit people, you know. So they were just like, "Dude, you bit on the play action. You're supposed to be in the flats. You're supposed to be covering them." I'm like, "Oh, mom, I'm sorry." So they just like, you know what? Just blitz every time. So I was just a guy that just said, "Hey, at Hut, just go after the quarterback."
Hmm. So I've done like baseball basically my whole life. Before that, I did soccer for a season, but I also did Taekwondo for about 4 to 5 years,
Wow.
and I earned my black belt. And that's like I think it was 20 November of 2019, and then after that, COVID hit, and then
Oh yeah,
I just quit playing Taekwondo. Well, not playing, but like practicing Taekwondo.
yeah.
Yeah, I did earn the achievement of getting my black belt, which is good.
Well, that's phenomenal. Not a lot of people get to that achievement. What an honor,
Mhm.
man. That's awesome. Congrats on that.
Thank you. And also, my dad is thinking about putting me in basketball for like the winter, just to work on my agility and stuff, some stuff like that.
Okay, be
I'm not good at it, but
hey, it's all right.
I'm
Hey,
like,
all you have to do is once you cross them up like that and bring it back, make the shot. If you make the shot, you're gonna be a legend. Just make the shot.
yeah, don't miss, don't miss the shot. What type of guidance did you have as a high school player? Were coaches helping you with college decisions?
Yeah, I had some coaches helping me. Not every coach, that says that they're going to help you will help you. That's just the realistic nature of it. But I've been blessed to have uh, four or five, coaches really help out, like they said they were, and calling coaches on my behalf and trying to get me some workouts and get me invited to some invitation only camps. But high school, man, it was intense, because I mean, the moment you step in high school in the ninth grade, the the ultimate goal is to get to varsity. Of course you want to make JV, but then the ultimate goal is like one day I want to be them. I want to play varsity because I
Mm.
know after varsity comes college.
Yeah,
So it really turns real when you get to high school. So I really do miss those days.
yeah. You went to North Carolina A&T, right? Was it your first choice?
No, actually, like the whole process, dude. I had 65 letters to go to pretty much any school in the country. I chose North Carolina A&T because if I got a full scholarship all baseball money to go there, that truly helped.
Hmm.
And the fact that they were 25 minutes from my house,
Oh,
and
really?
they were yeah, and they were D1. So I was like
Okay.
25 minutes from the house. They're D1. They're playing, NC State.
Hmm.
They're playing Virginia Tech. They have Duke on the schedule. They have all these big time D1 schools on the schedule
You could easily visit your family.
easily, and the families can always come to the games.
Yeah.
Family and friends were at pretty much every game. So, but my first choice, believe it or not, was Florida State.
Okay. Go Gators, but
Yeah, no, 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 no. It was Florida State, baby, Florida State.
uh,
But other than that, yeah. And once I realized how far, I didn't know how much of a family person I was until I saw how far the drive was from down there in Florida
how
back to North
far was it?
Carolina. Huh?
How far?
I mean, it was well over 10 hours. And I
From
was like, I don't
Carolina
know.
to Florida?
Yeah,
That's weird.
yeah. So I was like, I'm not looking to make that drive when I want to come home and visit. So I
Uh,
need to find someplace close. And then my second choice was UVA. I was getting a lot of attention from UVA. Go Wahoos. Um, but then, like as this process went on, NC State reached out to me, gave me a pretty decent sized scholarship, and I said, "Oh shoot, that's an hour and 50 minutes from the house. Let me go with NC State. Go Wolfpack. Here we go. I can be Pat." And then
hmm.
next thing you know, Elon came out of nowhere, and Elon was talking about giving me almost a full ride, and I said, "Well, it looks like I'm gonna be a Phoenix." And then North Carolina A&T in the wee hours of the night said, "Hey, listen, you come here, we'll take care of everything for you, and you're gonna bat third in our lineup." I said,
Wow.
"As a freshman, where do I sign?" So I got that opportunity. It was a blessing, and yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday.
Mhm. What position did you play in baseball? And did you play the normal position you played in college?
No, when I was at A&T, I played center field.
Okay.
But then when I got drafted, I moved to the corner outfield. So I had the arm of a right fielder. But what happened was, what people don't understand is, I didn't really understand how certain caliber of speed deserves to be in the outfield. I mean, I knew I was pretty quick. I knew I was somewhat fast, and I handled my position accordingly. But I didn't understand that there's a whole nother animal out there whenever you get the pro ball and you see them guys really run the outfields like the Mookie Betts and how fast they run the outfield and Mike Trout and how much the ground they cover. I was like, yeah, I need to be over here in the corner. So they slid me over to right field, but I had a right fielder's arm anyway, so they wanted me to take advantage of being in the corner to throw people out.
Mhm. And a very powerful bat, I'm guessing too, right?
I mean, I put them in the seats. I put them in the seats.
Um, do you think today's players have those qualities or are we too pampered and specialized?
Uh, I guess I would say I'm more on the old school side of things. I think that we are more pampered. Not taking anything away from the guys and how much work goes into being a big league ball player. But I just think that the more and more we advance as a sport in professional sports, not even just baseball, but just all sports in general, it's not as tough and rugged as it used to be. You think about it. I mean, of course, for safety issues in the NFL, it's not as people don't fear about going over the middle to make the catches now because people can't really lay you out anymore. Because there's going to be a flag, a penalty, or a possible suspension, so the tough factor is gone from that. And I get a lot of it is for safety, but I'm kind of old school with that thinking, bro. I'm like, man, bring back the toughness, the grittiness, bowling over the catchers and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, I get it. You don't want people to get hurt, but that's what the nature of the beast was, and that's the era that I grew up in watching, and hearing stories about the Pete Roses and how well people played Bel Beltray and all of the people. It's just like, man, these guys were like ruthless, like
Mhm.
breaking the match over their knees and everything. Like you're like, dude,
Uh,
like these guys are they okay? But yeah, that's my point of view on that.
you know what I think is really weird? Like the people back in the old days, like Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays, they're so good. But people like now that they have all the training, all the equipment, all the new special gear are not as good, and they probably won't be as good as that people used to be.
It is. It is. I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it, man. And uh, you know, I feel like it would be scary to see what those guys would have had if they did have the technology that's available today.
Yeah.
How good do you think they'll be if they had hit tracks?
I
You know what I'm saying?
think one thing that's improving a lot is the pitching because back in the old days, the pitching wasn't that fast, probably,
Yeah.
right? Because like they were probably lobbing the ball sometimes.
I mean, don't quote me, but it's somewhere around, I think the average back in the day, like the Babe Ruth era, I think the average pitcher was throwing upper 80s,
Yeah.
upper 80s, and you might have some people throwing like low 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a big difference. Upper 80s to 101. Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For me, I played middle infield for a couple seasons, and I played outfield. I play center field most of the time.
Oh
I
wow.
I am personally very fast.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you look like you can go get it.
Yep. I might try catching maybe just to see if I like it. I did do. My dad was a catcher. He was like an all-time catcher. He played middle infield sometimes. His nickname was the Termite because he gobbled everything up. Mhm.
I like
Uh,
it.
but I've never like tried catching like as a main position. But I think I'll
Mhm.
try it soon.
Yeah, I mean, hey, adding value to your game, bro. If it's something that you really don't have to like it to add value. If you can play it and hold that spot down, there might be something where the team might need you in a pinch, and then you can say, "I'll hold it down for us." And I mean, that right there adds value to you, bro.
Mhm. So, how did you get to the Brisbane Bandits in Australia? I don't mean by plane.
Yeah, man, man, that was a weird trip, but it was interesting. I went to sleep and we were over water. I woke up and we were still traveling over water, 15 hours over water, bro, to
Mhm,
get to Australia, and that was crazy. But
mhm.
playing over in Brisbane, I call that like my third home. I have a second home, and that second home, they love me to death out there. Is in Washington, Pennsylvania, playing for the
Okay.
Washington Wild Things, the independent ball. But my third home was is no is Brisbane, Australia, man. I mean, I love my time there. I came back twice. I have a host family. I have two host families over there. A lot of friends. Learned a lot of language. Heaps, mate. Good day. There's a lot of things that I learned over there. But yeah, it was great, man. Just to actually see wallabies or kangaroos just in the wild, just like in your front yard. I lost it, dude. I was like, oh my God. is that what I think it is? And he was like, yeah, man, it's just a wallaby.
Just the kangaroo.
Just a wallaby.
Hmm.
I'm like, yeah, but it's right there. Like, y'all gonna call somebody to come pick it up? Like, no, dude, it's in the wild. I'm like, what?
Like if you see like a deer, it's like
Yeah,
so.
exactly. That's it's their deer over there. So I'm going crazy.
Well, my backyard is a forest, so it's kind
Oh,
of
so you
common.
yeah, so you have some furry friends back there.
Yeah. Mm. Uh, so what can I do to work hard but not burn myself out so I can reach my dreams of playing college baseball? And by I mean me and my 5 listeners.
Listen, the most important thing is to fall in love with the process, bro. You know what I'm saying? The process, the journey. That's one of the things that I really believe that if I was your age, if I can go back to your age, then that's what I would do differently. You
Hmm.
know, I wanted to spend more time playing the video games than practicing and working. You know, I practiced a little bit and I worked hard when it was time for me to, but I constantly had to be reminded, did you practice? Okay, I'll go do it. But if I can go back, seeing how valuable practice was for me, I would be like, they would have to drag me in the house,
Hmm.
So if I can go back, I would do that. And that's what I would tell you. Just fall in love with the practice. Fall in love with it, man. Mike Trout went on record in one of his YouTube interviews saying that he loves practice more than the games. And that's crazy. Somebody as superstars Mike Trout to say that. But he went on to break it down to say the reason why he falls in love with the practice more than the games is because at practice is when you earn what happens in the games.
Hmm.
So that's when he was like, I got to spend more time practicing because I enjoy what comes out in the games.
Hmm.
All right.
Yep. So watching your videos because you have a YouTube channel with over 16,000 subscribers. By the way, that's awesome. I don't even have 100. So
Hey, it's coming, bro.
so
You got it. It's coming.
what you're doing is really great.
Thank you.
By the way, are you monetized?
I am.
Okay, I just want to ask you that. But on your videos, you say we should keep notebooks for like practices and games and workouts. And why is that?
I mean, because it's important. A lot of times you don't, a lot of people chance things to memory. Like if you learn something in practice, you chance it to memory and you're like, oh, okay, I'll remember that. And then think about it. How many camps, bro, have you went to? You've been to quite a few baseball camps, right?
Probably at least three.
Okay, exactly. At those three, did you take notes in a
Uh,
notebook?
no.
Okay, so all right, here's my point. How long ago was that?
My last camp I did was
Was it this year, last year,
June. I think it was June of this year.
this year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so answer this question. Give me your top three things from the camp. Ready, set, go.
There was a lot of people there that I could talk to, and I have a lot of friends.
Okay,
Coach was really, really nice, and we got to
okay.
get a lot of practice in.
All right. What else? One more
And
thing.
all right, let's see. Um, oh, and we did a game that we did, and we got to pick our teams, and it was a great game. We tied the ball game. That was really fun.
Okay, so check this out. So out of those three things, did any of those things help you physically? Like what you didn't tell me a drill. You didn't tell me what you worked on that was going to help your accuracy. You didn't tell me anything that was, you see what I'm saying? You gave me more. We played a game. I've had fun with my friends and blah, blah, blah. You know what your notebook would have told you? It would have told you drills, what you went over, how you got better. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You keep a notebook so you'll be able to lock down all the good stuff that you need to be able to help you be a better ball player. You see what I'm saying? A
Hmm.
lot of times people leave camps, and I'm pretty sure they talk to you about some things that you was like, oh man, this is a good drill. Oh, this is awesome. But the fact that you forgot is because you didn't write it down.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a huge advocate for writing things down so you won't. So just in case you forget it, you can just flip the pages and be like, oh, this is what we did right here.
Hmm. In saying that, I've actually started writing out my strength and conditioning workouts on this notebook
The
and
notebook.
pick a number between 1 and 12.
Let's go with 9.
Okay. Day 9. Day 9, I did mobility, which is squat to hamstring workout,
Mm.
stretches from the legs, and then some couch stretches where you can do on your couch and then you go back and forth. Movement, the TRX rows bands
Yep.
on a like a pole. The lunges up and down and push up, thumbs up, where you go push ups and then you put your arms out and then you go thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Moflex squats, we did 30 pounds and 3 sets of 5. Banded bow and arrows, where you just go back and forth. Bar holds as long as possible 3 times. Incline bench press, 10 pounds, 3 at
Wow.
15. And banded chin ups, 20 of
Dude, that's
those.
what I'm telling you. Listen, I'm proud of you, bro. I mean, seriously, I say that with a straight face. That right there, G, is going to really help you in life. Not only in sports, man, because that's the beautiful thing. You're old enough to hear and understand what I'm about to say. So listen to me closely. If you can learn how to stay disciplined and to carry this out, this is going to take you far in life. You know what I'm saying? Not this podcast, you staying consistent with this is going to help you as well. I love every moment of this podcast, every moment of this Zoom, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've come a long way, and I haven't even met you that long. And I can tell that your development and the path that you're on, you're going to do some phenomenal things in life that's going to have people saying, wow. Okay. And it's going to be stemmed from you growing your mental toughness. And having that notebook is putting you on the right path for you to reach everything that you want. All right. So you make sure you continue to carry that out and stay disciplined with that notebook in your strength and conditioning. Because one moment somebody's gonna be like, I remember when G looked like this, and then he put the workout in, and then he came back the next school year looking like this. I'm like, yo, what happened? It's like, dude, he was man working out like crazy, man. So keep working, bro.
That's so funny. Mhm. I also forgot to mention 2 buckets in the cage because cage work doesn't count as strength and conditioning.
Hmm.
So I think that's really good of keeping a notebook and what you said.
Yes.
Yeah. Coach, you also do professional hitting instruction all over the world. Is there something a lot of good hitters do really well at?
You know what? I'm seeing a lot of hitters. I'm an aggressive hitting coach. Like I really want people to be aggressive, and I think nowadays because of the metrics of uh, exit velos and everybody trying to get their exit velo up and hit the ball harder and things, it's promoting kids to swing more aggressively, and that's one thing that I'm a big advocate for. I love it because nobody wants to coach a kid that's timid, a kid that's like doesn't afraid to make mistakes. No, I want you to be aggressive. So that right there is huge, man.
Mhm. I've been watching videos on you. I was watching a video last night on what's a good on short swings and long swings. Like long swings, it's very like long, and short swings, it's quick to the ball and it can give you faster exit velocity and it's very aggressive. But
Hmm.
one thing you haven't talked about is well, I haven't seen every video of you, but one thing you haven't talked about is breaking balls. If you're so aggressive, how do you hit breaking balls that well?
Breaking ball, the old school saying is that you know how to hit a breaking ball, don't miss the fastball. Ta-da. But other than that, when it comes to hitting breaking balls, you got to make sure a lot of people fall victim to trying to match the plane. They see the ball coming down and they want to match it with the shoulders and trying to swing on the opposite plane that the ball is coming on to meet it. Well, if you hit the ball up, it's going to be either pop fly or roll over or swing and miss. You got to be able to stay down through the ball, and a lot of that, a lot of believe it or not, and I'm telling you, take this to the bank, G. A lot of people don't hit breaking balls because they don't practice hitting them. They hit off the tee, the ball sitting there. They'll hit their dad or whoever their coach throwing front toss, flipping front toss, or throwing normal batting practice. and then they want to know why in the world they don't hit breaking balls good. Well, you're not seeing them. People will make an excuse and say, well, I don't have a machine to be able to throw me good breaking balls. You don't need a machine to be able to hit breaking balls. You need anybody in front of you that could basically throw you BP, just to tell them to flip you a breaking ball. Just flip it in there. It doesn't have to be fast. It doesn't have to be, your body needs to be able to react when it sees the dot. When it sees the dot, your body will react to it a certain way. But the more times you see the dot and you hit a line drive, your body will react in the games when it sees the dot. When somebody throws and they sees the dot, it'll react and hit more line drives.
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage people that are struggling with breaking balls, get somebody to flip them in there. Learn how to hit them. Stay through the middle. Keep your hands inside. Drive them things.
Mm-hmm. I'm starting 13U, so I haven't really seen a lot of breaking balls. It's mostly curveballs, no sliders, or sometimes changeups, but I haven't really seen a lot of them. It's mostly on 0-2, 1-2.
Mm-hmm.
But this year I will definitely start seeing ones, and I have a pretty good curveball. It's not as good as most of my team last year, but I think I could manage to do it.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. You
Mm.
got it.
Well, thank you so much, Coach. We're not done yet because we have the fun rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
All right.
You ready?
I'm ready for you, big dog.
Okay. You can add as much or little info as you want. Here goes. Who motivated you the most as a player and person when you were growing up?
My dad.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad, because he was a truck driver. So I always saw how he would put in long hours driving to try to make ends meet for the family. That inspired me to say, I got to get out here and do it.
Would you rather do what you're doing now or still be playing baseball in the pros?
Ooh, that's a tough question, because when I first stopped playing baseball, I was like, you know what? Maybe I might want to go back, come out of retirement. But to be honest with you, I love what I'm doing now, being TBM, TSM, making music, doing all this kind of stuff, dude. Yeah, I like where I'm at right now.
So you're officially retired, right? Like
Oh
officially.
yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
What's your go-to baseball movie?
Oh my god, oh hardball, bro. The cucumbers, G baby. Look at G baby, G baby. That's
I haven't seen that.
you need to see
I
hardball,
know
bro.
it's with. I okay. Don't say it. Keanu Reeves, right?
Yana Reeves, you need to
Yeah.
see hardball, bro. It's a great movie.
Hmm. What's better, North Carolina or St. Louis barbecue?
Ooh, two different sauces. I'm gonna have to go with North Carolina, man. Born and raised, baby. I'm gonna have to go with North Carolina, man. And St. Louis I think it's more vinegar out there, more vinegary, a little bit. But that North Carolina barbecue, that hickory barbecue, hickory smoked, that's where it's at, big dog. You gonna make me hungry, man. I'm gonna have to go out and get some now.
Which one did you have last? North Carolina barbecue or
Yeah,
South?
North Carolina barbecue. We got this place up the street, man. Hey, I go crazy for it. Get the little hush puppies and the little barbecue sauce. Yeah.
Who works harder, baseball or softball players?
Ooh. Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna err on caution because my wife is a former pro softball player, and also we just had our first kid, which is my lovely daughter. I'm gonna go because I look. You're gonna learn this one day. I'm always gonna side with my wife, and I'm gonna say softball is they work harder over there on the softball side. Look,
Who's your baseball hero, and did you ever get to meet him?
baseball hero Hank Aaron, and no, I didn't get a chance to meet him, unfortunately, before he passed.
Yeah.
That's why I wore number 44. CJ Beatty 44 is because of Hank Aaron. Hammer and Hank and other great 44s, Reggie Jackson. There's a lot of great people that wore 44, but Hammer and Hank was my inspiration. I wish I could have had an opportunity to meet him.
Hmm. Last one. What is your favorite? What is your best memory as a player or a coach?
Ooh, you know, I have so many memories. I'll say as a player, my memory was just getting drafted. Being your age and saying, "Hey, man, I want my name to be called on draft day one day," and to actually live to see that happen. That's huge, man. I had all my family and friends around when they called my name. St. Louis Cardinals select Christian Beatty out of North Carolina A&T State. We went crazy, man. We had a little draft party. But then I would say as a coach, um, winning the state college, the New York Penn League and state college for the Spikes. I was coaching on that team, and we won we won the conference championship, and that was good because they honored us on the field at Busch Stadium.
Oh,
The
really?
same, if you remember, when Matt Holliday retired from playing in his final game with the Cardinals, he hit a home run in a pinch hit at bat. That game that he hit a home run, that's the game that I was on the field. They was honoring us for winning the championship. And I
Wow.
was in attendance that game. It was crazy. It was everybody was crying. He came up and first pow, hit the home run. We was like, oh my God, Matt Holiday.
Mm.
But yeah, that was my memorable moment.
Coach CJ Beatty, we did it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on the show. This helps me big time. If you want more information on Coach CJ Beatty, you could check out his YouTube channel or CJ Beatty 44 on Instagram and Twitter. That's CJ Beatty 44 on Instagram and Twitter. And if you want to book Coach Beatty as a motivational speaker for your baseball or softball instruction, visit cjbeatty.com. And you can help my show by subscribing to Baseball Podcasts Are Fun on YouTube and Spotify and following at Baseball Podcasts Are Fun on Instagram. Join me next week for an all new mystery guest. Until then, I am Grayson Knight. That was Coach CJ Beatty, and this was Baseball Podcasts Are Fun. Don't forget to swing for the fences. See ya!